Quel est le problème? Je ne sais pas. Just gonna pray that this works.
push through and hope this works. Today, first of all, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. For the next 60 minutes, that's an hour, but that's not too bad. You're gonna have fun. For the next hour, you're gonna have fun when we combine yoga and barre and Pilates and hand weights. Oh my gosh, I'm tired just saying it all. We're gonna place a little extra love on our hips today because it is Fun Friday. It's Fun Friday, and we are gonna move our body. But the big thing is, the bottom of the screen says, do what is right for your body, your one and only unique body. If something hurts, don't do it, back out of it. Think about, the word today is relish. It means pleasurable appreciation of something. So don't complain, don't explain, don't say, oh, I have to do yoga. No, say, I get to do yoga. Relish the moment, appreciate what you're doing, because movement is good. All right, let's dive in. You're gonna need some props today for your practice. The props are our usual props for a Friday. If you don't have them, you can improvise. You can use water bottles. You can use little hand weights if you got them, whatever you got, or nothing at all. I'm gonna have 2 yoga blocks. I'm gonna have the strap. I'm not gonna use it today. Maybe you will. It's up to you. You decide. An eye shade and a hand towel are great to dab your brow, to use at the end for your final Shavasana pose. A bender ball. This is a bender ball. It's a squishy ball that you're going to use to create an unstable surface. Hand weights, 1, 2, 5, 10, however many pounds you want, or nothing at all. Have those handy and some water. Bottom line is, folks, you know you just got to move. You just got to move to stay healthy. You've got to move to keep your joints lubricated. You've got to move. Let's begin by moving our thoughts. Let's begin in a child's pose. Surprise, surprise. Come on down to your knees. Come on down and let's get into a child's pose. Hey, that's not good. Let's go back to this camera. Yikes. Come into a child's pose. For your child's pose. Breathe. Knees together, big toes touching. Arms down by your sides, palms face up. Forehead comes down to either your block or to the ground. Child's pose. Let the world go. Perhaps you take a wide-legged child's pose, an alternate pose, spreading your knees wide, reaching your arms high to the top of your mat, breathing. That's the big thing. Take a big breath in through your nose, and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Just enjoy this stretch, the lengthening in your spine. Lock in a stress number. Ooh, I forgot that. I'm stressed. Lock in a stress number. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. What's your stress right now? Remember that number and we'll come back to it in the end. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Stretch it out, reach through your fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Close your lips. Breathe in and out of your nose if you like, if that works for you. Just focus on you. Let the outside world go. All you're going to do is take this time and focus on you. Focus on you, the one and only wonderful you. Take a few more deep breaths. Let me see what I can do here. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And when you're ready, are you ready? Just, realize that you can do this. You can do this. You're going to breathe through it. You can do it. You can do it. Don't give up. Don't doubt you. All right, slide your hands so that they are under your shoulders. Tuck your feet so your toes are towards your shins. Let's press on up to a downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, your heels are slightly lifted. They are hip width distance apart. Press into your hands, which are shoulder width distance apart. Press a little more press into your thumb and your pointer finger. Breathe. Pedal your heels. Stretch out the backs of your legs. Your head is hanging heavy toward the earth. Give your neck a shake. Finish up, still your feet. Walk your feet up to meet your hands or your hands to meet your feet. Now, hang out here for a second. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You got your head in the right place now. You're breathing deeply in and out of your nose, focusing on just you, closing out the outside world, just coming to your mat, appreciating this time for you. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Bring your chin up off of your chest. Last. Find your ball. If you don't have it, no big deal. Put it up between your thighs. Now, it's going to make your feet spread spread a little bit, maybe spread them a little bit more. A tight squeeze on the ball, but take that confidence stance. That always feels good. Hands to your hips, shoulders, move them a little bit. Send them to the back wall and down. Nice and solid, confident stance here. Lift your chest a little bit higher. Puff out, breathe like a peacock, right? A proud peacock. Breathe, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Pop on up to the balls of your feet and then come on down. You know what other prop you could have today is a chair. You could have your chair nearby for balance and stability. Breathe, lift and lower onto the balls of the feet. Breathe in, breathe out. During this little similar to our warm-up sequence, you can breathe in and out of your mouth if that's better, but breathing, coming back to that Ujjayi pranayama breath, where you breathe in and out of your nose, helps you really focus inward. You know, as you're lifting here, you're stretching out your calves, you're building up strength in your foundation. It's those little steps each day, coming to your mat first of all, doing a little bit of yoga, maybe it's only 10 minutes, maybe it's the full hour, but it's those little steps that bring your thoughts and your actions in line with who you know you should be, what you know you should be doing what you know is good for you. You know, don't self-sabotage yourself. Bring your thoughts and your actions, what you're doing, in line with what you know is good for you. All right, come on down to your heels, lift your toes up, and give them a slight wiggle. Place your feet solidly down. Let's come to an extended mountain pose. I'm going to squeeze the ball a little tighter, bringing my feet in. Lifting the arms high up to the sky, breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. The focus is on the squeeze of that ball and the lifting of the hands. Interlace your fingers, send your palms up to the sky and sway gently from side to side for your palm tree pose. All right, so maybe you've got a bend in your elbows. Maybe you're really pushing your hands to the sky. Maybe you're taking just little sideways movements or maybe bigger sideways movements. Wherever you are, as long as you're not hurting yourself, it's perfect for you today. And the key is stick with it and it'll get better, it'll get easier. Well, maybe I won't say it'll get easier. You'll get stronger and you can do more, but you just gotta do, right? All right, finish up. Place your hands at your low back. Push your belly forward. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Press into your low back. Look up as you take a little back bend. Exhale the air out as you fold forward. Oh, let your arms hang heavy. Squeeze the ball. A little bend in your knees might feel good. Look back toward the ball or up toward your navel. Breathe. Roll your chin up one vertebra at a time. Let's do some arm circles. Tee out your arms. Just do circles, nice big circles toward the back of the room. Breathe. Add in your knees. Bend in the knees when the hands come down and lift on up as you extend through the knees when the arms come up. Breathe. Now take your arm circles in the opposite direction. Breathe. How low are you going in the knees? You don't have to go very low. Do what feels good. Just get a little bit of movement going. Come on up to standing. Big coat swing. Start to sway from one side to the other. Breathe, look over your shoulder. Nice controlled twist. Breathe. You'll be glad because we're gonna take a really intense twist today in our rowboat pose. Oh, it's gonna be intense, but it's gonna be good. Tell yourself that. It's all good. Breathe. Come back to the midline of your body. Let's take a ragdoll pose. Hinge forward. Hinge forward, if you got the ball between your legs, your feet are already hip-width distance apart. If you don't have the ball, measure. Use 2 fists between your feet to keep your feet at hip-width distance. Little bend in your knees, bend your elbows too. Place your hands at opposite elbow creases, shake your head, loosen your neck, and look back toward the ball or up towards your navel. Little bend in your knees intensifies the pose for me. It feels really good. Start to sway gently from side to side. One elbow toward one knee and then the other toward the other. Just sway a little bit here in your ragdoll pose. Such a good pose. If you've been sitting for a long time, get up periodically and do ragdoll. Right now, let's finish up. Bring the arms back to the midline of the body. Hollow out the belly a little bit more, bringing the crown of your head more toward the earth. When you're ready, release the ball from between your legs. Walk your hands forward, come into a high plank. We're eventually going to come down to our knees. So if you'd rather go there, do that. I'm going to have my feet hip-width distance apart. I'm going to hinge my weight forward, bringing my shoulders over my wrists. Hold here in a high plank just for a moment. Your planks, they build strength. They build strength in your body. They engage everything you've got. Hold on here. Now bend your knees a little bit and just hover them above the earth. There's your little bear plank. Hold on. Breathe. Come on down to your knees. All right, now let's go into toes pose. Come to standing on your knees. Shoulders over hips. Tuck your toes towards your shins. Find your 2 blocks because they're going to bring the ground up to you. You're standing on your knees. Have a seat back on your heels. 2 blocks are by your sides. Sit on your heels and breathe. Lengthen up and settle into your feet. Nice big stretch in the toes. Nice big stretch in the fascia in the feet, in the arch of your foot. Breathe. You're further strengthening your foundation. So critical. All right, using these blocks, let's press into them and come to the tops of our feet. Take this to an ankle pose. So sit on back onto the tops of your feet. Press into your blocks. Come on back. Lift your knees up. Keep the knees together, but lift them up. Stretch out your ankles. Let's go back to the intensity of toes pose. Tuck your toes under. Press into your blocks. Breathe. Let your hips rest on your heels or close to it. Take it back to your ankle pose. Tops of your feet on your mat. Walk your blocks back. Push into the blocks and lift your knees up. Core, we did a little bit of planking already. So if your core is really strong and you feel like you can do the balancing part here, you want to challenge yourself a little bit, remove the blocks. Come back to your toes pose. Maybe keep your hands at prayer center. Toes pose. Soft shoulders. Maybe shoulders back, more over the hips. Intensify it. Come into your ankle pose. Tops of the feet on your mat. Lean on back and breathe. Let your knees lift on up. Find your balance here. You can always have your hands down as a kickstand too. There's always a way, right? Make it work for you. Let's finish up. Come to a neutral tabletop position. Tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Lift your feet up, squeeze and scrunch your toes, and then circle your ankles in all kinds of different directions. Place your feet down on your mat in your neutral tabletop. Knees under hips, shoulders over wrists. Press into the ground. Cat pose. Tuck your chin to your chest as you take a big exhale. Tuck your tailbone under too, so you're arching your back like a Halloween cat. Inhale, cow. Tailbone lifts and crown of the head lifts. There's your cat cow. Continue with cat cow. Remember, exhale cat. Inhale cow. Really think about your tailbone. Tucking under and then extending, getting that mobility going in your low back. You know, when most of us develop back trouble, it is in the low back. So let's keep that from happening by doing your yoga. Your yoga is preventative medicine, right? Breathe. And then finish up in your cat-cow. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Let's use this ball again if you've got it and if you want to. So you decide. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place the ball underneath my right knee. And I'm going to create an unstable surface here. If you don't have the ball, no big deal. You're just going to root into your right knee. I'm going to tuck my right toes toward my shin to create a little kickstand because I'm on this ball. I'm going to lift my left leg up, knee to about hip height, and I'm going to extend my left leg long. I'm going to drive through my left heel as I draw my toes toward my shin. I'm going to press the weight equally into both hands. Breathe. Lengthen up. All right, my left leg is extended, so I'm going to extend my right arm. I'm going to reach through my right arm. Fingers spread wide, thumb up, reach. Reach, extend, find my balance on that ball. Breathe. And then place the right hand down and the left knee down. Let's switch it to the other side. Ball goes now under the left knee. Left toes tuck under. Find the balance here because this is an unstable surface. Lift the right leg up, knee to hip height. Extend through the right leg, drive through the right heel. Push into the earth and hold here. The right leg's extended, left knee's my foundation. Do you want to add in the left arm, reaching it forward? Press hard into the right hand. Breathe, reach, stretch. You got it. Lengthen through your spine. Lengthen, strengthen. You got it. Breathe. And then finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Both knees are on the mat. You're back to a neutral tabletop. When you're ready, cat-cow. You know this one. Tuck your chin to your chest, tailbone under. Inhale, cow pose. Crown of the head lifts, tailbone lifts. So think of all these little obstacles, things that might be hard. Think of them as opportunities to learn, because they really are a great opportunity to just encourage your body to do what's right for it. All right, take the ball or a weight or nothing at all. You You can do it with nothing at all. Place it behind your right knee. Start to lift the right knee to the side of the room for your fire hydrant pose. In this fire hydrant pose, you're lifting and lowering and working the hips. Breathe, breathe, breathe. How are you doing? Isn't it fun? Woohoo, love it, love it. All right, let's let the knee hover right next to the left knee. Bring the knee back. Remember how we did in bird dog? How we had the knee equal distance to the hip. Dial both hips down, and you can start to little pulses. Kind of keep yourself on the bottom. And then squeeze the ball nice and tightly, and then lift your entire foot up to the sky. Breathe. Press into the earth. Breathe. Nice job. Hover the right knee next to the left. Don't let it down. Keep it here. Let's take the right knee out again to the side. Lift and lower, fire hydrant pose. And remember the little refinements here. You can lift your knee even higher up towards your armpit. You can have your ankle higher than your knee. All these little opportunities to excel, right? All right, let's finish. Hover the right knee next to the left. Second set, lift the right knee up to level with the hip. Start to kick yourself in the bottom with the right foot. Breathe. Right hip, dial it down a little bit so your hips are equidistant to the earth. Hold the heel nice and tightly toward the bottom. Now just pulse the foot up, up, up to the sky, sky, sky. You got it. Finish. Hover the right knee next to the left. Lift the right knee, come down to the earth. We have another side to do. All right, take the ball behind the opposite knee, the left knee. And let's do the same thing on this side. Give it a tight squeeze. Come back to your neutral tabletop. Hold on here, be strong. Lift the left knee up. And when you're ready, start to lift the left knee to the side of the room. Work on those hips. You got it. You can do it. Come on. Lift and lower. Lower and lift. You're strong. Think of those strong hips. Let the left knee hover next to the right. Let the left knee come to hip height. Start to give yourself a little kick in the bottom. Kick, kick, kick. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You got it. Hug the heel tightly toward the bottom. Pulse the foot up, up, up to the sky. Left hip is an equal distance to the earth as the right hip is. Get it that way. Try. Breathe. Finish. Left knee hovers next to right. Hold it here for a second. Let yourself rest. Take this opportunity to rest. Then lift the left knee to the side again. Fire hydrant pose. Knee up toward the armpit if you like. Ankle higher than the knee. Breathe. 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 Sometimes take your breath for granted. Most of the time you take your breath for granted. Whew. Moments like this, my goodness, for the breath. All right, hover the knee next to the other knee. Lift the left knee up so it's hip height. Squeeze that ball good and tight and then start to kick yourself in the bottom. Little teeny pulses. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Finish up, tight squeeze on the ball. Pulse the left foot up to the sky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Finish, left foot, left knee hovers next to the right. Place the left knee down. Remove the block or the ball. Place it at the top of your mat. And then when you're ready, spread your knees wide. Here's your wide-legged child's pose. Big toes touch, hips go back. Stretch them out equally and evenly as we restore some equilibrium in the body. Push the ball forward. Let your head come toward the earth. When you're ready, bring the ball closer to you. Maybe so it's under your belly, because I'm going to use it in just a second. Come back to your neutral tabletop. When you're ready, tuck your toes towards your shin. Press on up. Remember that bear plank or crouching tiger? Just lift your knees up a little bit. Both of them. Hold it here. Shoulders are over your wrists. Breathe. All right, plant the knees down. Take the ball. Place it between your thighs. Press into the earth. Lift on up in your little bear plank. Hold it here. Hold it. You've got it. Crouching tiger. That's a fun name for it. Breathe. When you're ready, come on down. Take the ball out from between your thighs. Place it under the tops of your feet. And we're going to walk it forward with the hands and come into a plank here on this ball. Hold it here. And if you don't have the ball, totally fine. You decide how you want to do this. Maybe you do a plank on your knees. Totally fine. Shoulders over your wrists. Breathe. You're on that ball, creating that unstable surface, embracing, engaging that unstable surface. Hold it. When you're ready, come down to your knees. Find your ball and come down to your seat. Maybe you find a drink. How's that sound? All right, take a drink, wet your whistle. Let's go. All right, we're all on the high camera today. Something different. I hope you like it. Usually we got 2 cameras going, so check us out another day. All our practices are different. And most days we have the 2 cameras going. All right, place the ball behind the small of your back. Lean on into it. No ball, no problem. Come all the way down to recline. You decide how you want to take it today. Ball behind my back. I'm going to bend my knees. Heels are on the mat. I'm going to lift my legs up. Hold them right here. Breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. Chest is lifted. Let's go into a boat pose. Legs extend, arms go high. Breathe. Elbows touch knees and extend. Elbows to knees and reach. There's your boat pose. Little variation. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's plant both feet on the ground. Hug the right knee in. Extend the left leg long. Maybe left leg reaches, holding the right knee. Breathe. Left leg reaches to the bottom of the mat. Right leg, extend it to meet the left, and then hug it in again. Keeping the left leg extended, or put it on your mat. You decide. Right leg extends to meet left. Hug it in. Hold it in. Breathe here. Extend the right leg. Hug it in. Squeeze it in. Extend both legs. Plant both feet on your mat with the knees bent. Hug the left knee in. It's the left leg's turn. Or maybe it's the right leg's turn, depending upon which one you think is working more. Extend the right leg long. Maybe keep it on the sole of the foot on your mat. Breathe. Hug the left knee in. Extend the left leg to meet the right, and then hug the left knee in. Let's do it again. Extend it and hug it in. Breathe. Extend it, hug it in. One more time or 2 more times? One more time, let's do it 2. For fun, hug it in, extend it, hold it, hug it in. Nice job, both soles of the feet feet meet on the mat. When you're ready, let's hug the knees in a little bit, breathe. Let's come to fully reclined, extend your legs long, come to fully reclined on your mat. Hip flexors. Muscles in the front. Reach your arms high overhead. Point your toes, stick pose, breathe. Breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. Arms down by your sides. All right, now let's do hundreds. A Pilates move. Your decision, you decide how you want to do this. Take it in layers. Maybe today the layer for you is to lift your arms up parallel to each other and act as if you're patting the mat. And you stay right here. Maybe today you decide to add in the legs and lift them. Maybe just one leg, then you alternate and lift the other, or maybe both. Maybe you peel your shoulders up and pat the ground. Joseph Pilates' idea was to do this 100 times, but we're going to do it exactly as many times as is right for you. So breathe, take a break when you need to. Lengthen through your spine. Let your shoulders relax. Pat the earth, breathe. You don't have to do it 100 times. You don't have to do it at all. You do it as long as it speaks to you. Breathe. You're strong. Maybe lift the legs a little higher. Maybe lift the shoulders a little higher. Breathe, breathe, breathe. A few more times if you want. And then we're going to come down and we're going to do a dead bug pose. Let's come on down. Arms go high overhead. Stretch it out. Stick pose. That's intense. All right. Bend your knees. Bring your legs straight up to the sky. Breathe. Bend your knees. Bringing your shins parallel to the earth. Tailbone plugged in. Hands, press them into your thighs. Press them hard into your thighs. Push your thighs back into your hands. Breathe here in this variation of dead bug. Core is engaged. You are strong. Stay here. Draw your toes towards your shins. Really push the legs into the hands and really push the hands into the legs. You got it. You got it. You got it. All right, finish up. Take your hands now behind your knees. Rock and roll up a couple of times if that's okay with your body. Come on up to seated, soles of the feet on the ground. Find your weights, or one weight, or no weights at all. You know how we row the boat? Sometimes we're gonna do it with a weight today. All right, lean on back so your shoulders are back as if you're sitting in a recliner. Maybe lift your legs on up, maybe straighten your legs a little bit, and then row your boat. One elbow dips toward the earth, then the other. Really engage the twist, twist, twist. Row, row, row your boat. How do you feel? Breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathe. Maybe breathe in and out of your mouth. Let the tension go. Breathe. You got it. Let's finish, shall we? Come on up. Hug your knees in nice and tightly. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Reach for opposite elbows. Hug the feet in. Lift on up out of your feet. Bring your chin toward your knees. A little tight, yoga ball. No problem if your feet are down. Nobody's counting, nobody's watching. Let it go. Crisscross at the ankles. When you're ready, press into your hands. Come into a down dog. In your down dog, pedal it out. Heels. Let one heel come close to the earth, then the other. Shake your neck. You got it. Breathe. Finish. Still your legs. Hinge forward, sending the weight more into your arms. Bend your knees. Remember, crouching tiger? Crouch. Press into the mat. Breathe here. Stay strong. You've got it. Don't give up. Don't quit. Think of obstacles as opportunities. Breathe. And then finish. Come down to your knees and find your 2 blocks. Let's do some lunges. They'll feel really good. Blocks at a high height. Bring your right foot forward, knee over right ankle. Left leg slips long on your mat. Now you decide here, maybe put a towel under your left knee if that feels better. All right, breathe. Stretch out the front of that left hip. We are working on the hips today, right? Pressing into your fingers into the blocks. Shoulders over the hips a little bit more if you like. You stay at whatever level is right for you today. Maybe arms lift high, reach. Maybe a baby back bend feels good. Bring your hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Soften in your shoulders. Let's go surfing. All right, surf it out. All that means is you're gonna straighten the right leg. Maybe hands back to the blocks, straighten the right leg, and then send it forward. Take the depth of the stretch to what speaks to you right here, right now. I'm gonna walk the blocks back and come back to sit on my heel. Breathe, reminiscent of our toes pose and ankle pose, isn't it? All right, we're just working it again in a little different way. Forward and back, bend and straighten that right leg. And as we did in our toes pose, if you want, put the blocks aside and surf here. Find your balance. You got it. The only way to improve your balance is to work on it. So keep at it. You know, incrementally, one day at a time. Reintroduce the blocks if you want. Breathe. Finish up. Shoulders over hips. Bring the right knee to meet the left. Take it to the other side. Left foot forward. Knee over ankle. Press into your blocks. Right leg long and straight on the mat. Top of the right foot on the mat. Breathe here. Press up. Shoulders more over the hips to what degree feels good for you. Doesn't matter how deeply you take these poses. What matters is you're showing up and you're doing and you're trying. Maybe lift the arms high, maybe a little back bend, maybe arms back up, maybe hands back to prayer center. Start to surf, hands on the blocks or not. Breathe, surf. And you know, you don't have to take it very far. Everybody's got to start somewhere, right? I mean, if you were doing this entire practice perfectly, I would say maybe look to something else. Take it more intensely. Maybe start with your handstands or something that is more of a challenge to you. I'm going to remove the blocks and using my balance, thinking about my core, just go back and forth and surf here. Surfing is really nothing more than bending and straightening that left leg as far as feels right for you. Breathe. Trust yourself and have fun with it. Oh, the more you work the balance, the better you get, and that's a beautiful thing. All right, how's the surfing coming along? Let's finish up. Bring your shoulders over your hips. Now what we're gonna do is the right leg We're gonna bring it up to meet the left, and we're gonna do some balancing poses. All right, sweep the right leg up to meet the left, and come on up to standing. All right, as you're standing, let's put our hands on our hips. Said we're gonna do a lot with our hips today. Let's spread our legs a little bit wider than hip width distance, almost like that confident stance again. Find what is right for you, align properly here, and let's take our right leg, lift it up, and lift it, kind of little side leg lifts. Point the toes, lift the leg to the right. Now you're rooted into your left foot. You could have a chair right here. Lift and lower the leg to the side. Breathe. There's a book I've read. It's called Your Body Keeps the Score. I think the title so sums it up. Your body does keep the score. It keeps the score of everything that you have done, everything that's happened to you. Everything adds up, so everything matters. So move, breathe. All right, that foot, let's take it now to the back and just pulse it to the back of your room. Hands are on your hips, you're nice and stable, or maybe you got a chair. Pulse the foot back, back, back. Find your balance here, working on that balance. When you're ready, bring the foot forward, and then pulse it up here. Little lifts here. Breathe. Your body keeps the score. What kind of game are you playing? Are you winning? Are you winning? Breathe. Let's bring the leg back out to the side, and this time, instead of pulsing it up, try to do little circles toward the back of the room with your pointed toes. Take those little circles to the front of the room with your pointed toes. Balance, and then finish. Right leg meets left. Guess what? We have another opportunity to do it on the other side. Hands on your hips, lengthen up, breathe, breathe, breathe into the mat. All right, other side, lift the leg out to the side, just pulse it out, pulse it out. You know, when you think about all the joints in your body, big ones, like the hips, among all the joints in your body, your hips are probably the most essential for quality movement. Walking, moving, getting around. Mobility, they keep you mobile, they keep you stable. Your hip joints are the keystone to preventing injury and having optimal function in your body. All right, we've pulsed it out. Let's pulse it back. Leg goes back, pulse, breathe, stay strong. Hands on your hips or on the chair. You've got it. Move your hips. You're strong. Move the foot forward and pulse it up. Little kicks like you're kicking a soccer ball, right? Breathe, breathe. Soccer ball, that sounds like fun. Get out and do and have a good time. Work. You know, a lot of times I do a hula hoop at the beginning countdown. Fairly inexpensive. I have a weighted one. I think it's 2 pounds, 3 pounds. It's a challenge. But it's also, I think, a little easier with the weight. All right, bring the foot by your side. Don't set it down. Take it out to the side. Remember how we did those little circles? Circles to the left, to the front of the room. Circles to the back of your room. Keep your balance. Keep all out. No big deal. You got it. Breathe, and then finish. Feet come down, take a nice forward fold. Oh my goodness. Breathe, forward fold, look to your toes, look to your knees, let your arms hang heavy. Little bend in your knees. Toe wheel your feet hip width distance apart. Time for another ragdoll. Little bend in your knees. I bet you appreciate this one, I sure do. Hands to opposite elbows. Breathe. Hollow out the belly. Start to sway one elbow to one side, then the other. Breathe. You're strong, you got it, don't quit. Come back to the midline of your body. Release your fingers towards your mat, and then find your two weights. No weights, don't sweat it. Maybe 2 water bottles or 2 cans from your pantry. It's all good. Maybe nothing at all. You can do it. Straighten through the knees as best you can. Let your chin tuck to your chest and roll on up 1 vertebra at a time. Shrug your shoulders back and down a few times, letting these weights feel good in your hands. Breathe. All right, weights down by your sides. Bring the weights to your shoulders. Now lift the weights on up to the sky. When you're ready, weights back to the shoulders, then up to the sky. So then Pilates, extended mountain pose. Breathe. Breathe. All right, now let's spread our legs a little bit wider so you have a nice foundation. Lift and lower here. You could be doing one weight at a time. And you decide what you like. Maybe no weights at all. These are little 3-pound weights. Breathe. Maybe 1 pound is what you want. And if 1 pound is what you're doing, good on you. You're doing a whole lot more than somebody who's doing nothing right now. Lift and lower. Breathe. All right, now let's change this up a bit. Your legs are spread a little bit wider. When the arms come down, the weights come down to the shoulders, feel bend in your knees, a little bit of a squat. Then come on up and explode in the arms like a letter Y. Bring the weights back to your shoulders, bend in the knees. Come on up, breathe. Squat, weights to the shoulders, lift. Weights go high, legs straight. Breathe. All right, let's change it up a little bit. Squat down. This time, punch with the left arm to the right as you come up. Then bring it back to your shoulder. Squat, punch to the right. Bring it back to your shoulder, come on down. So, when the legs are straight, one arm is straight, punching to the opposite side. Breathe, breathe. Little cross body punches in your squats. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's finish up. Weights back to your shoulders, legs straight, arms overhead. Feet come back in, lift and lower. Breathe. All right, let's take the weights up. Let's add in the legs a little differently. Lift one arm up to the sky. Lift the opposite leg out to tap out. Bring the weights back to the shoulders, leg comes in. Opposite leg goes out, opposite arm goes up. Then bring it back. Lift and lower. You're going overhead with the weights in the opposite arm while tapping out with the foot. Breathe. All right, we got the opposite thing going on here. Let's get through our brains. Bring the weights back to your shoulders. Now let's march. When you lift one leg up, I'm gonna lift my left leg first. I'm gonna lift my right arm up. Foot comes down, weight comes back to the shoulder. I'm gonna lift on the opposite side. One arm goes up, and the opposite leg is marching. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You got it. You're strong. Give us a little alternate way to get you to lift your arms. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's finish up here. Weights back to your shoulders, legs together. Lift the arms high up to the sky, let the weights meet overhead. Maybe you're down to one weight or no weights at all. Triceps, let's stretch them out. Bend your arms, elbows hugged in towards your ears, going up toward the sky, then extend your arms. And reach and flex, reach and flex. Work your triceps. You got it. Breathe. How are you doing? You're doing well. You are doing well. Life is good. Your yoga is good. You're doing barre, you're doing Pilates, you're doing weights. You got it. There's a body. Good. All right, let's finish. Weights down by your sides. Take a break here with the shoulders. Wiggle them, move them to the back of the room. It feels oh so good. When you're ready, turn your hands so your palms are forward. Put a little softening bend in your knees. Bicep curls. Keep your elbows hugged towards your waist. Curl up with the biceps, and then extend them fully down. Up and down. Maybe alternate. How does that feel? Maybe sit a little bit lower in your knees. Breathe. Breathe. All right, weights down by your side. Arms, palms facing in. Take a big step out with your right foot, or a big step back with your left. Hinge the weight forward into the right leg. Little bend in the right knee feels right. Let that weights work down just around the right front foot. Let your left leg lift a little bit or a lot. Lift it to what feels good for you. When you're ready with these weights, curl them back up to your chest and lower. Lift and lower. Embrace all those little wiggles in your standing foundational right foot. You're lifting and lowering the weights to your chest. Maybe challenge your balance and lift the weights out like a bird flying. Bring it back toward the foot and back toward the chest. From the chest to the foot, to out, to the foot, to the chest, and back to the foot again. So lift, lower, and expand. Finish up with the weights hovering next to the right foot. Bring the left foot to meet the right. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Other side. Right leg steps back, left foot steps forward. You hinge your weight more forward, little bend in your knee. Let the weights be heavy and let them come closer to the earth. Where do you let it be? Maybe the weights are just to your knee. Totally fine. Maybe the right leg lifts and the weights come closer to the earth. You can stay right here. Maybe the back foot is down and it's a bit of a kickstand. Maybe start to lift the weights to your heart. Your heart good, aren't you? Next month is our month of focusing on love. This month is a month of focusing on joy. Finding joy in what you do. It's a new year, new beginnings. Have fun. Maybe lift the arms out to the side. Challenge your balance. Breathe. Bring the weights back up towards your chest. Bring them out. Bring them back toward the foot and up toward the chest. Fly like a bird, however works for you. And then finish. Weights down to surround the left front foot. Right foot meets left. Leave the weights where they are. Roll your chin up one vertebra at a time. Come on up to standing. All right, extended mountain pose. Lift through your fingers. Big breath in, big breath out. Root into your left foot. Bend your right knee. Bring your arms down. Hug the right knee in. Hug it in. Draw the toes towards your shin. Hold here. You got it. You're strong. Breathe. This right knee, now that you got it hugged in, take the right hand, open up the knee to the right side of the room. Left hand on your hip. Just hold it here. Breathe. Good balance. Bring the knee back to the front of the room. Hug the interlaced fingers underneath the right knee. Hug the knee in. Leave it here. Send your arms back up to the sky. Lengthen up. Hold it. You're strong. Hands to prayer center. Right foot meets left. Let's do the other side. Extended mountain pose, Shavasana. Arms lift. Root into the right foot. Left leg lifts. Left leg lifts really high. You're in your one-legged mountain here. Let's take it farther. Bring your arms down by your sides. Interlace your fingers underneath the knee. Hug the knee in. Draw the toes toward the shin. Breathe. Hug it in good and tight. Left hand opens up the left knee to the side of the room. Maybe your hand goes on your hip. Breathe. Hold it here. You're strong. Don't give up. Don't give in. You got it. Bring the knee back to the midline. Hug the knee in one more time. Hug it in nice and tight. Now take your hands away from your knee. Knee is at hip height. Lift your arms up high to the sky. Breathe. Exhale, hands to prayer center. In gratitude, bring the left foot down to meet the right. Eyes are closed. Samastiti. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. All right, spread your legs wide. Spread your legs wide, pinky toes toward the edges of your feet. Tasarita Padahastasana. Tee out your arms. Arms are tee out, palms face down. Squeeze your shoulders back and down. Breathe. Lengthen up to the crown of your head. Exhale, fold forward. As you fold forward, arms are flat. Once your back gets flat and equal with your arms, bring your hands behind your calves. Let the crown of your head come toward the earth. Tuck your elbows in towards your knees. Fold in half. Breathe. Look back through your legs. Breathe. Finish. Tee out your arms. Come on back up to standing. You got this. Do a 5-pointed star. Arms lift high. Wiggle your hips. Breathe. You got it. Have fun. All right, hands to prayer center. Let's go into horse. So what you're going to do, bring your heels in a smidge, just a little bit. Bend into your knees. Shoulders back over your hips. Hands to prayer center. Sink a little bit lower. Lift up out of your heels and alternate heel touchdowns. Breathe. Knees open wide. My legs shake uncontrollably in this position. Maybe yours do too. It's all good. Just breathe. Settle on down. Breathe. Breathe. Maybe you prefer to have your hands on your thighs. It's all good. Or maybe on your hips. If you're mindful of your hips, bring your shoulders back a little bit more. Alternate heel touchdowns. Now come up high onto the balls of your feet. Sink your tailbone down low. Hands to prayer center, maybe, or on your thighs. Pulse down. Pulse, pulse, pulse. You got it? Awesome. You're strong. Pulse a little lower and just hold it. Hold it. You're still on the balls of your feet. Embrace the bird. Place the heels down. 5-pointed star. Wiggle your hips. Hands to prayer center. Feet meet feet. Exhale. Fold forward. Stretch it out. Look back to your knees. Walk your hands forward. Our beloved crouching tiger. Bear plank. Hover forward. Knees hover above the earth. Shoulders over your wrists. Hold on. Push into the earth. You're strong. Come on down to your knees. Come on down to your back. Bring your eye shade and your towel up near your shoulders, and also bring your weights up near your shoulders as well. Come to seated on your bottom. Let's do bridge. For your bridge pose, fully recline. Soles of your feet on your mat. Arms down by your sides. Press the weight up into your hips. Wiggle your hands closer to each other underneath your low back. Press your pinkies into the mat as you interlace your fingers and wiggle your shoulders closer to each other. Push into your feet. Hips are high. Breathe. Come on down. Hands release. Legs come down. Tee out your arms. Palms face up. If you like, palms face down is okay too, but palms up just opens up your shoulders a little more. Wiggle your feet. Toe heel them to the edges of the mat so you can feel the edges of your mat. Knees fall to the right, you look to the left. Inhale, knees come up, gaze goes up. Exhale, knees fall to the left, then your gaze goes to the right. Lots of opposites today, it's all good. Knees up as you breathe in, knees down as you breathe out. Breathe. So kind of a reclined deer pose. Let it be. And then let's finish. Knees back up to the sky, walk your feet in, press on up to your right side. Right forearm parallel to the top of your mat. Find a weight or two or none at all. Your call. Take the weights to your thighs. Clamshells. Lift the top leg up and close it like a clamshell. The weights make a huge difference. Oh my gosh, the weights make it tough. Don't believe me? Try it without them once or twice. You decide. And maybe you decide, I'm gonna buy some heavier weights to use for this. Or I'm going to buy some lighter weights to use for this. It's all good. I'm gonna lift my ankles up and then open and close in clamshell. Breathe, breathe, breathe. That's your clamshell pose. It's a Pilates move. How do you like it? Breathe. Also a bar pose too. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Other side, switch it over to your left hip. On your left hip, left forearm parallel to the sky. Knees are bent, and you know, if you don't have any weights, you're doing great. Lift and lower. You know, I'm gonna add the weights back in. We all think, oh, if I'm not doing 110%, I'm not gonna do it at all. That is so wrong. In our little private group on Facebook, it's called Friends of 316 Yoga. Ask to join and I'll let you in. I'm gonna lift my ankles and lift and lower and open and close in clamshell. I posted a little clip from something on the internet that talks about even if you do it 10%, it's better than nothing at all. If you're having that big old hamburger and you order a Diet Coke, hey, that's better than nothing at all. Just keep with it. So, whether you use the weights or nothing at all, you take a pose to a lesser percentage, it's all good. Breathe. Every little bit adds up. Remember, your body keeps the score. All right, bring your heels on down, bring your ankles on down. We are done with that clamshell pose. Woo, time is ticking. Let's come on down. Bring your towel, come down to your back. Reclined pigeon, knees are bent. Right leg lifts, outside of the right ankle on top of the left knee. Press the inner right thigh open. This is an alternative to our half pigeon or sleeping swan pose. If it's too much pressure on your knees, and we're doing a half pigeon in another practice, you're gonna come back, right? If we're doing half pigeon, you can say, oh, I know how to do this reclined, and this is the way to do it. Same good sensation in the hips. Lift your left foot up if that feels good. And just breathe here. No props needed. You're your own prop. Let this feel good. Now you could take the towel, place the towel behind your left knee, and hug it in some more. You could interlace your fingers and do that as well. You want more intensity? Oh, there's always another way to do it. Bring the towel or your interlaced fingers beneath your knee on the front and hug it in. Squeeze it in nice and tightly. Draw your toes of the right foot towards your shin. Let the entire right foot, which now feels super flat, let it go a couple inches to the left while you're hugging it in here on the left side. Left foot down, right foot down. That's the alternative to your half pigeon. Come and do the other side. Left ankle crosses on top of the right knee. Breathe here, push the inner left thigh open. That is an A+. Stay right here. Don't be hard on you. Maybe you work the right foot up. Maybe just work it up onto the ball of the foot. Drive the outside of the left knee toward the bottom of your mat. Maybe you lift the right foot up. That's a big change, isn't it? Maybe interlaced fingers or the towel interlace behind your right knee. Hug it in, keeping your elbows in nice and tight. Squeeze what you got. Breathe. Maybe interlaced fingers underneath the front of the knee. Breathe. Squeeze that right knee in. Drive the outside of the left knee away. Draw the left toes up towards your shin. Send the left foot a couple inches to the right. You got it. Let's finish. Right foot down, left foot down. Bridge pose, hips go high. Roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. Bring your left knee to your left armpit by hugging in underneath the left knee with your left hand. Diagram that sentence. Bend your right knee. Right hand under your right knee. Squeeze the knees towards your armpits. Rock from side to side. This should feel good. I hope it feels good on your low back. If you'd like, come to stillness at the midline. Drive your tailbone down to the mat. Hands can go inside your heels or inside your calves. Send one leg up to the sky, then the other for your happy baby. Ananda Balasana in Sanskrit. Breathe. Oh, you got mobility in your hips. It feels good. Go for a walk today. Even if it's just 10 minutes. Get outside and breathe. Send your heels high to the sky. Open up your legs nice and wide. Shake your ankles. Breathe. Maybe use your hands. Press your inner calves open a little bit more and just stretch it out. Finish up. Knees come back to the midline. Bend your knees. Soles of your feet down. Most important pose of the practice, your final Shavasana pose. Legs go long on your mat. That very versatile towel or that beloved eye shade covers the eyes. And you come into the most important pose of the practice. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, wiggle your shoulders. Really do move your shoulders to get them comfortable. Kind of slightly tucked under your back. Legs are long, heels at the corner, bottoms of your mat. Pinky toes fall out. Eyes are closed. Let's have a moment of peace. In your final Shavasana. Breathe deeply any way you like, but just keep it deep. Soften in the face. Just be in your own little internal sanctuary here. No outside annoyances. Breathe for a few more minutes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Stay here longer if you like, but it's time to be done. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Move your wrists and your ankles. Stretch it out. Make yourself big. Oh, like the first stretch before you get out of bed in the morning. Exhale, bend your knees. Slowly work on getting up by rolling onto one hip or the other. Bend your bottom arm and use that bicep as a pillow for your head. Soften in the top shoulder. Eyes are closed and you just enjoy this moment. Deep breath in and deep breath out. As you're ready, slowly press on up. Maybe you keep the eyes closed and come to a seated position. Crisscross the legs, hands to brush center, lengthen up through your spine. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Really think about this next cycle of breath. Have appreciation for it. Breathe in and breathe out. Blink your eyes open. Ta-da, you did it. You did it. You did a 1 hour long yoga practice. How was it for you? All right, the stress number we took in the beginning. What is it now? How do you feel? Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. How did that number change? I know you feel a lot better. Working in the weights, working in the Pilates, working the hips, working different movements every single day makes us stronger, makes us more flexible, makes us more mobile. All so critical to the quality of our life. So remember, your body keeps the score. So stay in the game. I'll see you on your mats tomorrow. She's right behind me. She doesn't know where I am today. Oh, good girl. Stay in the game and focus on these things. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Love you guys. Thanks for your patience. I'll see you on your mats tomorrow. Bye. We did it, Piper. All done.